Hello, and thanks for joining us for this NoteWorks video tutorial. In this video, we'll show you how to export all your loan data onto Excel spreadsheets using our very comprehensive worksheets feature. So, to get started doing that, head to the Worksheets tab at the top of your page, and that will bring you to a screen where all your custom worksheets will be displayed. Since I have no worksheets here, I'm going to go ahead and create one. So to create your first custom worksheet, click the green Add button at the top of the page, and this will load the worksheet generator. So this will give you a step-by-step process of how to create your worksheet and determine what you want on it. So let's just go through it. The first step is to select which loans you want on your worksheet, and then for those loans, what kind of fields you want to display on your worksheet. So all these different options are tabbed out on the left here to select what you want on your worksheet. The first three tabs, lien position, status, and sales stage, will actually filter which loans will appear on your spreadsheet, and then the other four tabs will determine which fields appear for the loans you want on your spreadsheet. So we'll just go through these one at a time again. So the first tab here is lien position. I'm going to select first position liens because I have firsts in my system. If you want a spreadsheet for both your firsts and your seconds, if you have both types of liens in your system, then you will have to generate two separate worksheets, but it's still very easy to do. So I've got the lien position I want. That means only my firsts will come up on my spreadsheet. Next, I'm going to click on status, and with this tab, I'm going to choose which loans I want to appear based on the loss mitigation status that they're in. So you can see here all the statuses and substatuses are available to choose from. You can just select the parent status, which will then select all the substatuses for you. So I just want to see my non-performers on a spreadsheet. I don't want to see my performers or an REO for this example. So I'm just going to go ahead and click non-performing. And again, that means that when the spreadsheet is generated, anything in my system that is not a first position non-performing loan will not come up. Okay, so I've got my loss mitigation statuses and substatuses defined. The last filter I'm going to apply before generating my worksheet is the sales stage, and this will just be where my loans are in the sales process and which ones I want to pick from to have on my spreadsheet. So I'm going to just select all of them. So I want to see all my non-performers, regardless of whether they've been sold or they're active or pending. And then I'm going to move on to the fields I want to see for all these loans I'm going to have. So the general tab will contain your typical essential information about the loan. Things like the borrower name, for example, the loan number, kind of the crucial nuts and bolts of the loan. So I'm just going to go ahead and select the loan number. I want that on my spreadsheet. Borrower first and last name. Property address will be here as well. City and state, it's good to have. And I think that'll be it. So you can see here there's a bunch of other options. You can, for example, select how many days in a loss mitigation status that a loan has been in. You can add that on there. Who the file manager is, all sorts of stuff here that you can tack on. I'm just going to stick to these very basics right now just to show you. And our next tab of fields we can choose from is the financials tab. So this will be everything like the note details, interest rate, principal balances, monthly payment. all those financial data you'll be able to select from here to have on your spreadsheet. You can see it's quite comprehensive. Every single possible field that is in Noteworks for first position liens is here to choose from. Again, very thorough. Everything is here. Sales tab, I'll move on to that tab. And this will just be people involved in the sales process. If you've got that information in your system, you can flood that into a spreadsheet as well. People like the buyer of your property, sales agent, things like the price that it's sold for, if it's sold. You can choose from all these as well, and the final fields you can choose from fall under the property tab. And these are more specific details about the property, such as square footage, year built, number of rooms, insurance on the property. So all that stuff is here. Again, I'm just going to stick to the very basics just for the purpose of this example. Just some very general fields here, like the loan number, who the borrower is, and where the property is. And you can review everything you have selected to include on your spreadsheet in this second module here in the middle. So that's the second step, review the final contents of your worksheet before you generate it. And in the third step, you have a couple of options. Your first option is to just view your final worksheet online in Noteworks. So kind of get a preview of it in the system before you download it to your hard drive as an Excel file. Your next option is to just download it, again, straight as a Excel spreadsheet to your computer. And then your final options down here are to save these options you've selected to display on your worksheet as a template for future use. So it's quite possible that you like the options you've selected here. You like the subset of loans that this gives you and the information it gives you about them, and you want to refer to it in the future. Maybe it's something you want to come back to, or you like to generate this worksheet a lot. Whatever it is, you can save these options as a template. So you can enter any name for it that you want. I'll just say it's my special template here. And then you can save this template so that it's accessible only for you by clicking Save for Me, which will save this template and give me access to it when I return to my worksheet tab. Or you can click Save for All, which means anytime any user in your database heads to the Worksheets tab, they'll have access to this template as well, and they'll be able to generate spreadsheets using your template. So for now, I'm just going to view my worksheet online and see what that looks like. So to do that, I'm going to click View Online. And now I have an online version of the spreadsheet I've just generated. So you can see the spreadsheet that I wanted is right here, and I've got a bunch of options I can apply at the top. So let's go through these one by one. The first option I have on the top left is to start searching through my spreadsheet for a specific piece of data in a cell. And I can narrow that down by searching within a certain column. So let's say I'm after all my loans in Connecticut, for example. So I can type in CT for Connecticut, and I can tell Noteworks to search in the state column, property state, and there you go, it's filtered it for me. So this is just the first of many options we give you to manipulate this data and work with your spreadsheet a little bit while it's in Noteworks without having to download it to Excel immediately to play with it at all. So that's one filter I can apply. I'm going to go ahead and clear that real quick. The second option on the top row of buttons up here is to enter a template name. So this is the same thing as before, where you could save this set of worksheet options as a template for yourself or other users. Exactly the same as before. same button, same everything. So the next button on the top is to download the worksheet. Again, same option as before you generated the worksheet. This will download this spreadsheet as an Excel file and save it on your hard drive. And then the next row of options here contains a very powerful filter which will let you sort through this data and filter for any loans that meet some sort of numerical criteria that you specify. So to give you an example, with this option here, I can filter for rows in my spreadsheet where a certain field is greater than a certain amount, or a certain date is before another date. So a very powerful and robust set of options here. Just to walk through an example, I can choose to sort for all loans where the unpaid principal balance, again for an example, is greater than $50,000, we'll just say. And then I can apply that filter, and any loans I have matching this criteria will be displayed. So again, very robust and powerful filter here without having to go into Excel. I obviously don't have any financial data here to apply any of these numerical filters, but you can see, I'm sure, how useful this filter could be. So the final option here on the second row is to search for any filters that you may have applied and remove them, or sort through them so you can apply different filters at a time, and sort through your worksheet with different sets of criteria without losing any of them. And finally, the last button here is to clear all filters and just go back to the original spreadsheet you generated. So that about sums up the worksheets feature in NoteWorks. We hope you have found this video helpful. If you have any questions about how to use the worksheets and what you can do with them, you can always refer to our user manual for NoteWorks version 2. And of course, you can write into our email or call us, and we will be happy to help you with whatever you need. So thanks a lot for watching this video, and thanks again for choosing NoteWorks.